Hello and welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan and today I'm going to tell you whether this Game Pass game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Prodeus, a first-person boomer shooter that asks, what if Doom 2 were made today? Does it stand out amongst a sea of modern boomer shooter titles? Let's find out. Prodeus is a PC-only release, sorry Xbox friends, but that basically means that features-wise is kind of based on whatever your setup has for your PC. I will say this game does support ultra-wide monitors, which is pretty neat. And lastly, this game is an early access game, which means it isn't complete yet, so you're going to only have part of a game here. Just be aware of that going in. So what is Prodeus? Well, it is a mission-based or map-based first-person shooter based on the older types of first-person shooters, such as Doom and Quake. It means it has a ton of guns, varying unique enemies, and a bunch of levels that you're going to blast through as quickly and frantically as humanly possible. Because this is like one of those old school games, expect a large variety of enemies that require different strategies and different weapons to optimally take down, making minute-by-minute combat a bit frantic. There is a ton of weapons in this game to choose from, but they all pull from the same bank of ammo types, meaning that your pistol and your minigun and your machine guns, while functionally different, will use the same ammo pool. All guns also have an alternate firing mode, which changes based on the weapon, which just further accents your play. For example, the base shotgun has a charge that will light enemies on fire. This game ramps up really quickly, it's fast, it's vicious, and it's an extremely bloody FPS game. So what do I like about this game? The shooting, moving, and minute-to-minute gameplay is just mwah, chef's kiss. Best in class FPS here. It just feels great. You move very fast, turn on auto run, you're going to want to in the settings. You can switch between weapons very quickly, you can reload weapons quickly, you are required to quickly react to the different types of enemies that you encounter. How many times can I say quickly in one sentence? Doesn't matter. This game plays exceptionally well. And it also looks exceptionally well. The graphics are this kind of crazy mix between retro and modern. It's like Quake upscaled and then downscaled again. It just looks really wild. It has a very unique art style that I greatly appreciate. And lastly, as mentioned previously, this has a great mix of enemies and tools to deal with the enemies that make every encounter unique and engaging. Depending on which enemies they spawn and which weapons you currently have will dictate the way you play, which is just really fun and kind of a puzzle to solve as you encounter them. The bad is that this game does struggle a bit with its identity when it comes to its enemies. They are literally the enemies from Doom 2. You got an imp, you got a Caco demon, you got Lost Souls, you got a Pinky. It has all of these same types of enemies, and I really hope that in the future they kind of invent more unique ones. They do kind of have blue variants that are stronger versions that are slightly different, but not really super unique. Some maps are better than others. I did find some to be a bit more mazy and less linear, kind of like old school maps, but less easy to find their way around in. To be fair, most maps are good. Some of them are just not as good as others. And lastly, it's not finished. It needs more missions, and it really needs to be on console, but that's not really a complaint because it's a game in progress. So as you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale. Must play, maybe consider, don't bother. This game is a must play. It's a hidden gem. What other awards do we have on this channel? Can I give it to this Prodeus game? It is exceptionally good. This is a must-play game. It is one of the best FPS games I've actually ever played, and it's not even done. If you love games like Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, old school games like Blood or Quake, I think this game will blow you away in just how good it is. That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and go out there and enjoy the hell out of Prodeus.